Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It's what time is it? 8:09 a.m. Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Kind of nervous, but very excited. I'm heading back to the warehouse for the potential future employer whose name I can't remember. Go me. It's my neighbor with the bug. Just got done chatting with him. And we were talking about, he actually used to be a forklift operator. He's retired now. But yeah, I was giving me a little bit of advice about operating a reach truck, and he's really confident. Like, we've talked forklift before, and he's like, "You've got this." Just, give me a couple little pointers on it. I don't know. I've been watching some videos on it, so I'm a little nervous, but I think I got this. Whoa, there is a police officer right there. So, completely different subject, same neighbor. He's got the Citizen app tied to his iWatch. I've never used the Citizen app, but I'm familiar with it, and it basically gives you like updates of things that are happening like right next to you. And it just popped up something that said apartment fire 4600 East Oak, which is here, which would be this building right here on the right. So I see a cop there. Oh yeah, there's a fire truck there. As much as I need to be getting to the warehouse, that was a pop-up that was unnervingly close to home. So there's my hot black neighbor. Wow, on this side we got lots of cops. 1, 2, 3, 4, including one blocking the road. I don't know what's going on, but I don't see out of control flames. I kind of want to lean out the window and ask. Whoa, Channel 15 News is here. You know what? I'm going to go ask my neighbor what the hell's going on. Because I am kind of friendly with her. I really shouldn't have left that running, but anyway, looks like Channel 15 has moved on. Nothing to see here. Always have interesting conversations with her. And you know, one of these days I got to ask her name. Anyway, she says it's one of the more crazy. There's a couple of crazy neighbors in that building. She says one of them that he's starting fires trying to cook rice on a gas stove. And he's just not all with it, and just somehow can't seem to figure out how to work the gas stove without starting fires in the kitchen. Wow, just wow. Anyway, yeah, she seemed pretty frustrated. Like, so many cops here doing nothing. I'm like, yeah, welcome to Phoenix. And then we were kind of talking about how the cops are often over at where all homeless people have been congregating at Pierce Park, and then directly across the park on the south edge of the the Costco building. Also doing I don't want to say doing nothing, like, and I don't even think I mentioned this the other day, but when I was walking home Tuesday night, and that's the night that my daughter came over, so I ended up not going over to the bar for karaoke very much because my daughter came over right as I was getting ready to leave, and I don't even want to get sidetracked talking about my daughter because that'll put me in the wrong mindset for this job and everything I got right now. But at any rate, still, I mean, such mixed feelings about her. Like, I'm glad she trusts me and loves me enough as her father to tell me all these things, but half the shit I wish I didn't know. Just saying. Anyway, she actually bought me dinner. Drove her in the Saturn to the 24-hour subway down on McDowell and split a foot long tuna sub. Since she really likes their tuna and I really like their tuna, and we generally get them the same. Big difference being that just it's one of those things. Neither of us are really getting much because it's gotten so damn expensive. But at least if you split a foot long with somebody, it's not as bad. And I gotta at least give Subway credit for one thing. Although their sandwich prices have been going through the roof, at least they're the same size they've always been. So that's a good thing. I'm still not over the little slider that was supposed to be a bacon double cheeseburger. It's or bacon double stack over it. Put your phone down and go, dude. Over at Wendy's yesterday, just flabbergasted by that. That's like TikTok worthy. If I had anything, my phone's like working on TikTok right now. Speaking of phones, I got 5 phones with me right now. I'm shooting video once again on the one from my daughter. Oh, I finally figured out how to get to the video settings with the camera. That was tricky. And the only option it gives me is small, medium, and large. So I don't know what resolution I'm shooting in. She had it set in medium. I decided to just leave it there. And I don't have a whole lot of space left, so this may very well cut off before I get to the warehouse clear across town. But, seeing a warehouse, look at that on the right. Now that looks like a warehouse going in. I wish I had some idea what the hell's going on here. I almost wonder if I should be going over to this place and just trying to get a job there. But I have zero experience. Well, I wouldn't say zero, but really close to zero experience in construction work. And the idea of doing construction outside is, not my idea of a good time in Phoenix. But this is quite a big job site right here, and it sure is close to home. So, anyway, I was trying to say, so yeah, I ended up rolling with my daughter over to Subway, and then back to my place. She's trying to figure out where to find a place to sleep in her car for the night, which is kind of frustrating. She's like, well, I can't sleep at your place because you've got cats and I'm allergic to cats. Which I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. I've not seen anything from a doctor that tells me that she's allergic to cats, but she has, like her entire childhood and teenage years, always lived around cats. So I'm just wondering where this I'm suddenly allergic to cats crap came from. I mean, you know, as a toddler, her mom and I had Frito and Rain, and I know her mother had a cat growing up. I've seen pictures of it, you know, when she was, for the years she was with her mother, and her mother wouldn't let her see me. I've seen pictures of her with a cat, cuddling with a cat. I know there was a cat in the picture. And then the whole time she was staying, you know, after her mother had committed suicide, and I was trying to get custody, and then the entire time she somehow got illegally sent to a guardian. I don't want to get sidetracked on that. I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about that whole scenario that are pretty extreme. But anyway, they had a cat. This ginormous cat with 6 claws on each paw named Chomp. I'm sure Chomp's doing okay. Chomp's a fucking character and a half. It's kind of funny. Some cats are just cats, and some cats just have these just insane personalities where, at least for me as a cat person, I don't forget them. And Chomp will be one of those cats that I remember my entire life. Beyond the fact that Chomp is fucking huge, probably over 30 pounds. Yeah. So anyway, lived around Chomp. So I don't know where the sudden, you know, I mean, part of me is like, wow, I just get rid of my cats and try to rescue my little girl. And then part of me is just like, no, she's choosing to live this life. She's going to be 21 in less than a week, you know. And I really don't want her living under my roof unless she's serious about getting clean off drugs. And I know that sounds like a kind of a harsh thing, but it's just, I don't know. I don't feel like that's asking too much. And she doesn't want to. She feels like doing drugs gives her purpose. I don't know. I've never been an addict. I've been a big time pothead, but I don't feel like I've ever been an addict, and I never had problems just stopping smoking when I felt the need to stop smoking. So, anyway, that's really what I was not going to talk about. I said I wasn't going to talk about my daughter. Yeah, that was, you know, whenever I say, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that, that's just when I know my mind is on that track, and it just doesn't, you know, my mind just does what it does. Which reminds me, the other day, Priscilla was like, because we just can't quit each other. I try. So if I could get somebody like Crystal in my life that's a little bit less crazy and a little bit more frugal, that keeps me in her bed for longer than what was that, 4 or 5 days that lasted, I could probably get over Priscilla pretty well. But anyway, so she at some point I you know, and we're just text over Snapchat. She's like, just like, I don't know, apparently my body has decided that what it wants is your body, and that's being honest. I'm so frustrated with her and so wanting to be over her, but you know, she brushes up against me somewhere, and parts of my body react. It just is what it is. Might be voodoo, but Anyway, at one point she's just like, yeah, I don't want your body. I want your heart and your mind too. And I was just like, it's like nobody has my mind, not even me. It's just this out of control wandering thing. I said, as for my heart, he said, as for my heart, it generally follows my dick. Just, hi, have you met me? I'm a heterosexual man. How you doing? It's kind of how most of us are wired, I think. Anyway, but yeah, no. Every time I say it's not what I'm going to talk about. That's just, my mind just goes where it goes. It's. I always seem to be able to focus enough of it on driving a car, to drive the car, and but it's got to be something that really sucks up my brain to really, and it still never gets any of it, but certainly a forklift gets it going. I feel like I'm ready for the reach truck. So anyway, back to my daughter. She offered to drive me to in her car over to Dirty Drummer, which is like a block and a half away. I mean, I wasn't even going to drive my car there. I was going to walk there. But then the thought of the choice between, riding with her for a block and a half and then it felt really weird. Like, she's like, well, I don't want to sleep in your apartment, but I want to sleep in my car parked in front of your apartment. And that's like, didn't really feel right walking away with her doing that. Like, maybe if you're going to do that, come back and do that like after I'm gone. But, I'm not telling her that, but I'm kind of thinking that. And then she, so I'm thinking, well, that gets her, because it felt just weird walking away with her parked in front of my apartment, like this is where she's going to camp in her car, parallel parked on Oak Street. And then, and the other thing is it saved me from at least walking in front of the it doesn't matter what side of Oak I'm on, there's always a really sketchy, it's not comfortable walking through them, crowd of homeless people right there at the northwest corner of Pierceburg. They congregate at that corner. I've got a little SRP picture, and they congregate like where that little wheelchair crosswalk ramp is. At the corner of the Costco building, and they seem to do more fentanyl smoking by the Costco building. But anyway, and I'm still like, it pisses me off to no end that Costco security does nothing about them, but somehow I'm a threat as I'm standing in front of a scooter with a scooter app trying to unlock the scooter so I can leave. Anyway, I don't even want to get on that tangent. I do need to find the time to see my lawyer about that too. I also grabbed a binder, one of my binders out of my storage to put all the papers I have, which are all in like a fast food bag in my trunk. I need to not forget about that. So anyway, so far the traffic on this isn't bad, although this isn't the time I'm going to be heading out. Dang, 8:27. To be there at 9. I don't know if I really had the time to talk, but I couldn't not ask my neighbor what was going on. Not with that many cops around the building and it popping up on the Citizen app and a fire truck and whatnot. And I'll be honest, I'm just always eager for a chance to chat with her. I got a feeling I feel like she's already got herself a white boyfriend. Seems like I've on more than one occasion seen her with a white guy, but I don't know. She's very much my type. From what little bit I've talked to her and when I see her, just like I don't know. I mean, what's my type? I don't know. There's that song "My Type." I forget the name of the band. It kind of sums it up sometimes, but there's certainly women that are more my type than others, and she falls into that category. But anyway, as I was walking back home and I was telling her about that, how just and I wanted to shoot video of it. In fact, I started to shoot video. I'm going to upload that. At least I'm going to try. When I walked out of the bar, I'm like, hey, I'm back to shooting video on the out of desperation. I'm back to shooting video on my Motorola Note. Oh God, I forget the hell it's Motorola Droid 4. Motorola Note. That's me conflating brands. On my Motorola Droid 4. I think it's a Droid 4 with the keyboard. I'm back shooting video on it. I think it still shoots video, but I guess the last time I was using it, I didn't pull all the files off of it. So I managed to shoot about maybe 2.5 minutes of video and then freaking ran out of space. So I didn't get any of the really good stuff. It's just me talking about, hey, guess what I'm shooting video on, blah, 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 cut off. While I'm over, between Salad and Go and the Dirty Drummer. And I already saw that there was some police activity going on there by the corner of the Costco building, where all the homeless junkies are sitting there doing their junk. And I think this time I'm going to go across on the 101 to Northern Parkway. Or should I do the 303 to Northern Parkway? Decisions. I'm not going to try to come across on Glendale again, though, because that was really dysfunctional. Can't believe this thing's still shooting video. I must be shooting at like 480p or something. And if I am, my apologies that this isn't in HD. I'm, desperate to just kind of keep shooting video and whatever is capable of shooting it at this point. But anyway, as I was walking back, and I was bummed I wasn't able to shoot video of it because I ran out of space on the Motorola Droid, which was all I had left. There was a cop sitting on Oak Street with all kinds of bright, like, beam lights shining on those people. But again, just like the last time I walked by cops that were trying to quote-unquote handle that situation. At least this time he wasn't blocking the road, so I'll give the cop props for that. He was parked on the side of the road rather than blocking Oak Street. But just one cop not even bothering to get out of his goddamn vehicle. Not even bothering to get out of his vehicle and talk to me. Just sitting there with all the lights on bright. Like they're visibly breaking laws. They're visibly breaking laws. He can see that with his own eyes. But yet they'll throw cuffs on me and get out of their vehicle because I matched a description. And they're going to go completely on hearsay of what some other people said I did. But something the cop's seeing with his own eyes, can't be bothered to get out of his car to do anything about those laws. That's some bullshit. Just saying, as a Phoenix taxpayer and voter, that shit pisses me off. I'm not the one that should have been getting arrested. Those people should be getting arrested. They're breaking so many laws, sitting there doing dope in public. And who's trespassing? I got a fucking Costco membership. I'm not trespassing. I have a fucking membership. Plus, I'm using an app, conducting lawful business, taking a scooter, which is there available for rent. Those people are trespassing, sitting there on the property doing fucking drugs. But no, cop can't be bothered to get out of his vehicle. He just walks by, or he's just sitting there with his lights on. And I really wanted to get some video of what was going on. And some of the people were doing stuff about it. And some of the people were just sitting there going, oh, the cop's not going to do anything. We're just going to sit there. And then meanwhile, just a little bit further down, there's other people that are not with the brights on. And there were like 2 tents pitched over there. Get that fucking shit to LA. Get the fuck out of here with that. Get the fuck out of here with that. Anyway, yeah, so I was talking with the cute black neighbor about that. I don't think it's going to get me late to the warehouse. It's 8:33 right now. Actually, it's not. Could be 1 or 2 minutes off. It's 8:34 now. So at this point, I'm at a minute or maybe 2 on the clock. You know, the biggest thing that scares me about this job isn't operating the reach truck. It's the being completely dependent on having my own car to get there. You know, and I think the third requirement listed down, I think even higher than 2 years of fork truck experience for this job description, was must have reliable transportation. There are no bus routes anywhere near this place, and there are no what you call it. I can't say there's no residential anywhere near there, but guaranteed nobody it's a pretty foregone conclusion that nobody lives anywhere walking distance to that warehouse is applying to that warehouse. Wow. That Tesla has pink accents. That's kind of hideous. Still shooting video. I made a little bit more space on this phone by clearing off apps that I have zero desire to use. There's some other apps that my daughter has installed on here that I'm curious. Curious what they are. Like, okay, I'm intrigued. If Allison thought enough of them to put them on this phone, I should check them out. Other stuff that I actually use myself that could be handy already having them installed, save me the hassle of installing them. And then some other stuff that's, yeah, there was some other stuff just like games that obviously there are games and I'm not interested in games. Still trips me out, there's an exit for Fairway Drive. I remember I had this crazy scene one time near Fairway Drive. Actually at like Dysart and McDowell, but yeah, near Fairway Drive. Fairway Drive is like a kind of a windy go through the business district kind of road. And it's not the only road of its type to have a freeway intersection. In fact, it kind of reminds me of Superstition Springs Parkway out in East Mason. In terms of like how it intersects with the freeway and then what it does traffic-wise. It also goes into goes beyond the commercial development into a residential district as well. Winds through it. Anyway, yeah, the incident that happened over at Dysart and McDowell was crazy. So yeah, when I was a lime juicer, I haven't had a lime story in a while. When I was a lime juicer, on the app, you know, when I'd be going after a lime scooter to pick it up, to juice it or move it or whatever, the Lime app in juicer mode would show me where the scooters were I could pick up. And I could also reserve them, at which point it would go off other people's maps and it would just be on my map with a countdown time for how much time I have to get it. Every now and then, way more often than it should have happened, one would suddenly start moving on the map as I was going after it. So if it's on my juicer map and it's moving, that means somebody has placed it in a vehicle and is driving with it. Because for it to be on that map, there's no way somebody's riding it. Now, it was possible, if it had enough charge that somebody could still ride it, that a rider could still rent it, and that would make it just drop off my map, and that was always annoying when it happened. And of course, you know, like inside I just want to yell at the customer for doing that. I'm like, yeah, that's not good customer relations. Like, if I see that person, I just need to help them if they need help and give them some riding advice and be super friendly and look like I'm the happy lime guy, even though they functionally just took money out of my pocket. And then keep in mind that thing was already on a super low battery, so they're not going very far and it's going to pop right back up on the map. So just hang loose and be ready to reserve it again. Anyway, the guy passing on the right. of course, somebody in a Beamer doesn't know how passing lanes work. Anyway, I'm trying to get the scooter, and I forget where I was. I want to say like Central Phoenix, downtown Phoenix. And then the scooter starts moving. So whenever that's happening, like, I'm trying to follow who it is. Most of the time when it happened, and that was not the situation in this case, but most of the time when it happened, it was another juicer that had saw that it was available and then saw it disappear on the map. And they know damn well another juicer reserved it, but they would snatch it up anyway and just wait until my, however many minutes. Look at this asshole fucking weaving in and out of trucks. Oh, I've got an asshole in a van doing the same thing. This is why there's accidents on this freeway every fucking day. Anyway, I got behind. So anyway, I'm following them, and I'm tripped out because usually it's a juicer, so they're not going particularly far. Usually it's a juicer, they're not going particularly far, and I try to catch them. I try to get the license plate of the vehicle, the address where they took the scooter to, and then I'll watch, because generally what ends up happening is once the timer runs out on my hold, they end up scanning it. So it'll pop back up as available to everybody, and then it'll drop right off the map because they've scanned it and harvested it, which was very, very against the rules with Lime. And they did fire people for that, as long as they got a report from another juicer with enough information to know, and some pictures. Always had to get some pictures of them, unloading the scooter out of the vehicle and whatnot. So I would do that. It didn't pay me anything, but I figured, people that were working with me at that level of unethical, just want to get them out of the picture. I am in the wrong lane. Oh, now I'm the asshole passing on the right. Anyway, so I'm thinking that's what this is going to be, but no, he keeps going west, so far west out of where Lime goes. I mean, shit, I don't think Lime existed west of Lime at that time. There was no place Lime covered that was west of 15th Avenue. So certainly no reason to be coming out in this general direction. And now, granted, a juicer could literally live anywhere, but there, obviously this is not a juicer coming this far to juice. That's just not financially feasible by any means. I mean, I guess there's a slight possibility of it, but anyway, I keep following. And I mean, I've got the GPS on my app showing me where they're at, so I know I'm close. I'm just right behind him. And wow, this guy in the truck is just tailgating like right on this white car. That guy was on the ass of that white car closer than the length of his own truck. As I mentioned before, like, I think the speed limit should be replaced by a following distance limit, and then it should be 2 seconds. And I'm probably less than 2 seconds ahead of this white car. But 1,001, yeah, about a second and a half. But yeah, nobody should be any closer than 2 seconds behind the vehicle in front of them, so they have a safe stopping distance. If that truck while he's riding the ass of that white car would have had a blowout, that would have been a gnarly accident. There's no way it could have stopped in time. Minutes to Northern Parkway, 5 minutes. It is 8:43. I'm going to show up at that warehouse right on time. Feeling good about that. Good to know there's one of those signs right there. I'm tripping out seeing this much traffic on this freeway. For a while, one of my sisters used to live just off the 303 near Greenway, a couple miles to the west in a new housing development. And when I would do this drive, like, all these warehouses, I mean, you can see some of these warehouses on the side, they're not even finished. It's just a cast frame. And the ones that are finished, you can just see that they're not all occupied, or they're just shiny new buildings. But yeah, none of this stuff was out here. I mean, there's a couple here and there, but not like it is now. And this road had like no traffic on it. It's just a big empty freeway. But now there's quite a bit of traffic on this. This is wild to me. Not gonna lie, I really, really, really miss my open desert out here. My open desert and random citrus fields and cotton fields and corn fields, alfalfa fields. I like going for drives out here to unwind when there was just no urban or suburban development out here, no commercial development out here. So anyway, back to the Lime story. So they finally got off the freeway at Dysart, and they finally stopped at Chevron. I think it was a Chevron on the corner of Dysart, southeast corner of Dysart and McDowell. And it's this really trashy looking pickup truck with two people in it that both look like complete tweakers that have apparently just been out, stealing things off patios and dumpster diving. The back of their truck is just full of trash. Now, some of it's trash that probably has some value, but, looks mostly like trash. There's a bunch of crap in the back. And they put a blanket over part of it, but I can still see the Lime scooter is there. And mind you, I still have the capacity to make the thing beep from my app. So I'm making this thing, ring and ring and ring. And once the reservation hold ended on it, I just put another reservation hold on it. Now, there's a way to get, generally if you do that too many times, you'll get penalized. Because you get penalized if you put a reservation hold on a scooter and then you didn't pick it up within, I think, the 30 minutes that you can put a hold on it. And I think if you do that like 3 times, they don't let you do any more holds for that day. But at this point, I'm trying to make a point, and there's always a possibility that I can maybe get through the juicer hold, and they'll reverse that before it becomes really relevant. And I'm trying to do night, because this is in the daytime. I'm trying to do the money hours, between 9 and midnight without having a hold feature. But at this point, I'm just determined to get this, because it's obviously some random person fucking stealing a Lime scooter. And even though I don't own that, I feel like they're stealing my scooter. Yeah, it ends up being this whole police thing. And they tried to come at me of like, oh, he reached into our truck. They're freaking out, because I did. I reached in the back of the truck and tried to pull it out. They freaked out and they came at me. I'm just like, you guys are fucking stealing something that I have authorization to pick up. You're stealing from me right now. Anyway, the cops were in my face about it. They almost fucking cited me for reaching in their truck. And they're like, well, that was really dangerous. You shouldn't have done that. I don't give a shit. Nighttime cab driver down in fucking the zone. You think I care about a couple of fucking tweakers in a pickup truck? I think I just entered Northern Parkway. Oh, I should have kept driving. Damn it. I exited Northern Avenue, not Northern Parkway. Whoops. That's all right. I think I'm all right here. Actually, this is probably better anyway. I was looking forward to using that little bit of freeway that is Northern Parkway. There's the wildlife world too. I keep hearing such amazing things about this place, but I've never been here just because it's so freaking far, and not the sort of thing I'm likely to go to by myself. Across the Sarville, street signs indicate that this is still unincorporated county land. It's been a while since I've explained that, but I can tell like what municipality I'm in just by looking at the color and the style of the street signs. Someday I should do a proper produced video showing that. That could be handy for professional drivers and all kinds of professional drivers, delivery people, and rideshare, what have you. It certainly has helped me greatly as a cab driver over the years. But yeah, that type sign right there, you can see it, just the plain big green. Those are Maricopa County street signs, which don't have address numbers on them. Thank you, Maricopa County. The old style ones were not as grandiose as those, and I don't remember Maricopa County street signs ever having address numbers on them. So yeah, you're trying to find an address in unincorporated Maricopa County, you need to know you need to know the 100 blocks of the streets you're crossing. And it helps if you have one of these little Phoenix Street guides, which I don't know if they still make those anymore. I think this, yeah, okay, this is the street I'm going to. I'm here 10 minutes early. This is actually perfect timing. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? This is important. So at the end of my last video last night, I mentioned that while I was asleep, I'd got a text from customer care with, oh, JB Hunt trucks. Good to see those pieces of crap will still be in my life. I'm even going on a JB Hunt truck tangent. Oh, anyway, should wrap up the story about the Lime. The guy stealing the Lime scooters. Well, we got 2 speed limit 45 signs next to each other in different styles. Interesting. They did get arrested. Cops kind of gave me some warnings, but I did get my scooter back and they got arrested. So, but they didn't get arrested for what they did with me. I do think they got a citation for it, but actually they got arrested because they both had outstanding warrants. Because, you know, because tweakers tend to have outstanding warrants for other stupid shit. Because generally speaking, when they get citations, unlike myself, they don't go to court. This truck is trying to figure out where the fuck the docks are and the truck entrance. Hey, at least this time I know where I'm going. Last time I pulled into that entrance where the sign said applicants are supposed to go. And I ended up at a gate that had a code I couldn't enter. But at least he was able to hit me on the phone. I was worried about him not being able to hit me on the phone today. So anyway, yeah, customer care, I got the thing saying that I was no longer eligible for Lifeline service and no longer eligible for Lifeline service, and that which was very disturbing, was asking me to put money on my phone. Anyway, I woke up today to a message also from customer care telling me that hang on, I'll read it. It's the standard message I get every month. It says, what does it say? Hang on, I opened it up to my Gmail. I've had so many other job offers and leads, but I never know whether they're real job offers or leads or just more recruiting websites. This is a real job offer here. ASW free message. Your monthly account has been refilled. Now keep using your phone to keep your free Lifeline service. View my account at AssuranceWireless.com. So that problem resolved itself. That's a good thing. I still, after I finish up here, I still got to get to Rob, figure out what's up with the air conditioning, try to resolve the iPhone situation. Not so much fix this screen, but get this phone here going again that says iPhone is disabled, connect to iTunes. And I kind of want to do something about Obama Phone 3. I'm really fond of Obama Phone 3. See what my options are with that. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. And, it's going to be my first time on fork truck. Nervous and excited all at the same time, but I think I got this.